So tell me why. I was trying to have a scenic shot, and I sat on the bench and I sat on some nasty gum. Gross. We're really off to a great start. I also lost the tip, so I gotta find the tip of my mic. God. I'm gonna see if things can be turned around. I have some napkin and my perfume. This is the Athena Salted Sunset. It actually smells so good. This is a hair and body mist. Scent is caramel, coconut milk, and pistachio. So I hope it can get rid of my little oopsie. Let's see if it works. This is crazy. Oh, my lid. Well, technically, it was my cap. Not even 5 minutes in, and I'm already having moments like this. I have no social fear, social anxiety. What? We don't care about her. You know what, folks? It actually worked. We're good here. You ever get stuff caught on your pants that's sticky? Perfume and napkin and determination. I found another replacement and I'm very happy about that because I couldn't find the other one, but this one's actually more cool because it's fuzzy. I have decided that I'm actually going to start taking this stuff seriously. I feel like I've been kind of lagging when it comes to making content and videos consistently. I have thrown every excuse out into the ether as to why I haven't been on top of my P's and Q's. And that's completely unacceptable. It's something that's always been prevalent on my mind, but I just feel like I have used work and like my life problems and everything in between as a reason why I have no time. But honestly, there's no perfect time for anything. And I'm just here to connect. I'm here for a little whiles on this earth, and then I will be gone like a vapor eventually. There's a song that I always think of whenever I'm trying to ground myself. It's by the Postal Service, and I think it's District Sleeps Alone, or maybe I'm wrong. It's been a, I don't know. I'm bad at titles now. I used to be so good at it when I was younger. I could just like name a title, an album, like the disco, like I'm freaking Spotify. There's a lyric, it says, I am not permanent. And I feel like that definitely resonates with me. Like, there is no permanence really in this whole thing. Everything that you have will one day be no more. Like, when you die, you take nothing with you. And that's always a humble reminder to just enjoy life, the smallness, the simplest things in this life, and just, yeah, like one day I'll be an older woman and I may not have my faculties at their peak and be able to utilize my faculties the way I would love to, but honestly, that's why it's so important to make time to just live. And I feel like for the longest time I wasn't doing that. Um, but with a lot of things that have happened in my life, I feel like I realized how important it is to just stay grounded and to stay um, to just enjoy the little peaceful moments of life. That's essentially what I'm trying to get at. Um, yeah. So right now I'm in my late 20s. My homies are having children. Some of them are married already. And I feel like I just have been just doing my own thing. I love the idea of marriage and children and stuff, but I just don't think the time is now yet. Or maybe it is, I don't know. Um, I hate the 9 to 5. I absolutely abhor a 9 to 5, but it's giving me consistent pay, and maybe this whole thing will work out and I won't have to do that. That would be lovely. You never know, but I'm also a realist. Like, um, yeah. But one thing about me right now that has been really on my mind is just like making friends. Like, it's so hard to trust people for me these days because you just never really know the intent of people, no matter how much you think you may know them. It's just like there's always that like mystery of not being 100%, and that scares me. Like, I'm very much the type that's like, um I'd rather just be by myself than to fully put my trust in people. But I also recognize that in this life you can't do it alone, and you need people, regardless of you know creed, background, all that. Like, life has been showing me as of late how important it is to connect with different human beings. And it can be hard when you're in a homogenous bubble, but I live in SoCal, so it forces you to. It forces you to deal with different types of archetypes of people. And yeah, some of them have been quite interesting personalities. I've made acquaintances with people of all different ages, and I think that that has been interesting. There's a lot to learn from older people and their experiences and their what what to do's and what not to do. And there's also some things from younger people too that have inspired me to just keep my whimsy and just keep my imagination alive, and to not give up on my dreams and my hopes and aspirations through it all. I feel like a weird little thing about me is like I am a chronic job hopper. I don't know why I do this, but like I'll go through periods where I'm like, yeah, this is it for me. And then be like, actually, I kind of hate this and I want to see what else is out there. And I know that a lot of Gen Z and other people, there's so many bugs on me right now. So I'm going to just get up and we're going to change locations, y'all. So come along. Okay, I'm back. New locations. Those critters were really getting on my nerves. But that's okay. We are in beautiful nature, and what a pleasure and what a blessing it is to just be able to experience it. There are so many things that I feel like I just have not been really showing gratitude for, like just the simple ability to be able to walk and talk and use bodily functions. There are people in the hospital right now who don't have that opportunity and who wish they could feel the sunlight on their skin and just swim, touch grass. There's literally people with grass allergies, which is insane to me. Um, but there is just so much to be grateful for. And I feel like when you start to really appreciate the things that are around you, you attract more good things. And life is so finite. You have to just be grateful because things could honestly be worse. I literally want to climb this tree. Looks like a good tree to climb. Should I try climbing it? I don't know. I'm not in the mood to break a bone. It's such a gorgeous evening. I am looking at some, I think these are geese, and they're approaching me, but I don't have any bread to offer. So I'm going to show you guys the geese. Look at the geese. This one's just staring at me. He's like, "What up? You guys are so pretty." They're so cute, you guys. Are they a couple? They might be the same gender. How do you tell the gender of geese? I'll have to Google that later. How gorgeous is this lake view? Look at this cute duck couple, I think. I'm just so in love with the idea of love, but look at this black love happening. Look at the glimmering sun as they just swim into the glimmer of that light. Wow. Love is so magical. The geese are back, y'all. There's been a lot on my mind as of late when it comes to relationships and how transactional so many feel. It's actually so sad. I hate that when you get older, it becomes infinitely more harder to make genuine friendships. And then sometimes the friendships that you're holding on to, they no longer serve the person you are. It's so weird. So, so weird. Who needs meta when you could just take it all in with your natural eyes? One thing that's been really scaring me is the thought of a surveillance state and how everything is being surveyed, whether it's stuff that we are looking at on our smartphones, our algorithms being literally curated for our exact taste and preference. And then you have things like meta glasses where people are literally recording people without their consent. There's so many people unaware. Like, I recently just saw an article about someone who was literally getting waxed by someone wearing meta glasses. And I just see the lawsuits coming in left, right, and center. HIPAA violation here. I just read a BBC article on how Meta has some Kenyan company. I think it's like Sama or some Sana. I think it's Sama, but basically, the workers were complaining about how they were being exposed to nudes and things like that because they were, curtailing the content and, supervising it and all that stuff. And then Meta fired the company because they're like, oh, you guys are not efficient at your work. And they're like, actually, it's not that. It's just because our workers aren't comfortable with the content that we're seeing. And with all these things and with just the unregulated AI, combine that with meta glasses and sick perverts out, it's just a recipe for disaster. And I think we've just gotten to a stage in society where how much is too much? Like, we really do not need this much technology at this point. I think we already passed the advanced need for some of these things, and now it's becoming quite regressive, and I am very scared for our future. I think we need to just prioritize um, not using so much. But that's just my train of thought. And I might just get a flip phone eventually. Like, once I'm ready to tap out, get a regular camera. I'm recording on an iPhone out of convenience, but I definitely want an actual. I just realized there's a hole right here. But I definitely want a nice camera so that way I don't have the distraction of seeing a notification and things like that. I've tried the apps in order to wean myself off of using social media and things, and it does help to some degree, but I just feel like if you are a phone addict and you have a proclivity of using technology or like wanting that dopamine hit from like, ooh, what did this person say, or like, it's time to reel it in. Mama was right. It is the phones. That's why a lot of men are addicts to things that they should not be watching. That is why they suck at relationships. Oh my God, this is like opening another can of worms for me. And it goes both ways too. Like, um, women and men are being fed slop about relationships and dynamics and things like that. And because we're also interconnected and globalization is just doing its big one, a lot of people are just following what's popular in culture right now. Like the slave mentality, the hive mentality of it all is so scaring. Like people are not critically thinking and they are not asking questions and they're not problem solving and they're not questioning sources enough. And that is so scary. And I realized at some point I was falling into that category where I was just passively taking in things without actually doing my due diligence. And it can be hard too because you see a headline and it's so freaking juicy and fat and so appealing and so controversial, but then at the same time too you're just like, wait, I realize I did not fact check and I don't even know if what I am consuming is accurate and I'm just blindly accepting it. And that's exactly where they want you to be. Why is it that a lot of these creators of these technological advances like iPhone and things like that in Silicon Valley don't allow their kids to use smartphones and things like that? They have them in schools where they specifically want them to be away from these technological devices because they realize how detrimental it is to our brain spans and things like that. And it's so scary because, like, if we're already perma-fried in our brains with this stuff, can you imagine the following generations? Obviously, we're seeing that with kids not being able to read and to be able to have that, like, cognizant to be able to synthesize. And, it's just so wild. Like, I was a teacher at one point. I don't ever think I will go back into the teaching industry just because that is a nightmare and a half. I remember I was substituting for these middle schoolers one day, and then a couple of them, they were chuckling in their little circle, right? And I'm like, whatever, that's like natural for teenage boys, right? And then one of them had the audacity to come up to me and ask me if I had a BBL. And that's when I knew, like, oh my God, this is insane. Like, this is why teachers are quitting on the spot, just walking out of class. Like, it's so crazy. At like a couple schools that I taught at, there were teachers that literally walked out mid class because they just could not deal. And I don't blame them because it's disgusting. And the schools aren't protecting the teachers. It's just so weird. Like, I have a lot to ramble about, honestly. Like, let's since we're here already in nature, I feel like I could just give my unfiltered, unpopular opinions. I really hate black music right now, in terms of like hip hop and stuff. Like, I don't even really like. I used to like some hip hop that was more conscientious and good melodic stuff, Lauryn Hill, that kind of vibe. But the stuff that we have today with like Young Miami and stuff like that, it's just literally CIA music, and we all know it. Like, there are people within the community that do not stand by this music, Sexy Reds, music and things like that. It's just disgusting and it does not represent us all. And someone needs to say it because I am so disgusted that like little kids are singing that in school. And it's like, what does that, is that what you guys think about our community? We're not all like that. At least I know I'm not like that. I'm not on that wave at all and I don't endorse it, and I think it's really harmful. And it just like the music pipeline to prison pipeline, like things like that. It just, if you know, it doesn't take someone who's on the level of Einstein to connect the two. Like, what we feed into our brains, a lot of times if it's repeated, we may fall in line with those patterns. Repetition really affects your brain, and that's where the neuroplasticity of it all comes in. So it's important to guard your ears and not feed it with some BS because that stuff really irks, and I'm very passionate about that. But moving on, onwards we go. Another thing that really grinds my gear, like when I'm at work and the K cups, and you're trying to make your cup of coffee, and then someone leaves their freaking K cup inside. Like, take that out and throw it in the trash for the next person to use. Like, where's the home training? I know it's something minute, but like, it actually grinds my gears. every time I see it. And like, why am I throwing away your cake? Like, just throw away your cake up, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. First world problems. I know, but there's a lot of genocide. Moving on, genocide. Like, these leaders are freaking nuts. Like, the fact that people are prioritizing bail money and just literally no humanity, just F you and your family. I'm gonna store up all these riches and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, what the frick is humanity come to right now? Like, actually, it's so disgusting and I really, really hate it. I hate that this is what we are doing. I was telling my sister the other day, like, back in the day, civilization, the most humans were working was about 20 hours in a week. Now we have a 40-hour work week, and some people work even more hours in order to keep up with the rising cost of living. Like, that's insane to me. That is actually insane to me. Why are we making life more complicated than it should be? Like, we need to be in nature, looking at freaking ducks, swim in the glimmer of the sunlight. Like, that's what we should be doing. But here we are. Most people are slaves to work. They can't enjoy the simple pleasures of life, and the rich are enjoying all the free time in the world because they have their peons to do the work. Like, that's unacceptable to me. I have a problem with that. I really do. um and don't judge me for wearing a sweater in California in summer. Like, I don't care. If you know, you know. Like, regardless if there's a freaking heat wave, you can still pull a crew neck and no one will say anything. California is its own thing. Mind your business, okay? Um, Also, next topic of discussion, 4th of July. I hate hot dogs. I hate hot dogs. I had a family friend who was a supervisor in one of the biggest hot dog factories, and I kid you not, she's like, don't ever eat them. So this is your disclaimer: don't eat hot dogs. One, they have sodium nitrate, and that stuff literally, I think it's linked to cancer. So stop eating hot dogs. Like, have some decorum. Don't care. It's very halal with me, and I'm not even a I don't practice Islam, or but yeah. Anyways, oh, speaking about Islam, I think that sometimes one thing I've realized is, like, when you're a black person and you wrap your hair, it's very interesting because some people don't know what to classify you as. I've noticed this a lot. Like, if I go to a grocery store, I'll just have random people, keep it, bear in mind I'm not Muslim, but like, I have random people come up to me and they'll be like, this product has pork and gelatin and stuff. It's like, oh, honey, I'm not Muslim, but thank you for even considering the fact that you thought I was. I mean, it's thoughtful, but I'm not Muslim. But I sometimes just like wrapping my hair. Sometimes I'm on my little Erica Badu moment, and I just, don't want to deal with the hair today. So it's cool. Also, treatment of, like, whenever I like wrap my hair, it's like, oh, you African goddess. Oh, yes, my African queen. Like, don't be doing that stuff. Like, that stuff is so weird to me. Just be a normal person. Like, hey, you look good. I like the hair wrap. That would be enough to suffice the compliment. But to be like, oh, my Nubian queen, I worship the ground you walk on. Like, okay, next. Anyways, I'm grateful for the compliments, but it gives a little bit creepy. It gives a little bit performative, but it could be genuine. I don't know. History has made me a little bit weary of things, so I'm just being honest. Um, what else? Oh, e-bikes? Hell no. My kids will never have e-bikes. I've just People are getting crushed. They're becoming freaking asphalt crayon. I'm not with the e-bikes. Ban them all. Banish them from our freaking realm in our freaking streets, because tell me why you could be the most cautious driver in the world and then some knucklehead is just gonna in a freaking e-bike, and they do not care, have no regard for life whatsoever, just mincemeat energy. And I would be traumatized if I was to hit a kid, even if they're at fault, because it's like, oh my god, like, that made me so sick, like, oh my god. But at the same time too, like these little boys don't care, and sometimes girls too, they don't care. They're like, nah, I don't care if you have right of way, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me. Like, that's not okay. Parents, get your kids, come collect, please, because this is what we're talking about. Teachers are complaining, pedestrians are complaining, drivers are complaining. Um, it's just a mess. It's a mess, especially when you're at a park too, and there's hella kids, and then someone on an e-bike or e-scooter is just like vroom vroom vroom, no regard for the other little children. Nah, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me. That's exactly how their train of thought is. It's like no one cares if you're doing a wheelie, bro. Like you might become mincemeat. Like bigger priorities, bigger stakes. Stop having kids with people you're not wed to. Like this is just annoying. Kids are such a huge commitment, and you need the support. The guy just knocks you up and you have like no assurances, no community property if you live in California. Like what are we doing? Respectfully. Yeah, I don't know where this video is going. It's just like a ramble. Also, I want to talk about how good Dollar Tree skincare is. It's actually insane, y'all. So I got on the bandwagon like super early on. And that's not to say anything. It's like I'm such a hipster. Like I knew about the Dollar Tree skincare, but you guys, my skin has been changed. It's been transformed because of Dollar Tree items. And it just goes to show it's not about how much you pay. It's just does the product work or does it not? And I'm just so blown away that something so cheap can give and deliver in a way that is so unexpected. So I will be making a video soon on some of the products that I really love that I feel you guys will love too. I got something for every skin type. So I'm going to put you on to my favorite Dollar Tree skin products because I want your skin to glisten in the sun and it won't break the bank. So look out for that video. We should have a little skate break intermission. Okay, I'm going to put my skates on. I've actually skated off my toe stop on one of my skates, which is so we're still gonna shred. Yes, we are. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's look at the view one more time before we depart from this video.